And we start in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Move, bitch! Bitch! Hello and welcome, you big bloody beautiful legends. How are you? I was just checking the decibel level. Someone keeps complaining, man. There's only one friend who keeps complaining. Karan, तेरा mic का volume बहुत loud है. Like, bro, तेरे को पता है मैं tech challenged हूँ. You know I'm tech challenged. I can't help it. But today I went out. Okay, fuck, a couple of updates. I joined this martial arts class, okay? Not only martial arts, it's like with functional training. So, like thrice a week martial arts and twice a week, like functional training, strength training. So, it's mad tiring. 1 hour of like hell breaks loose in that 1 hour, okay? And I'm loving that class. And one of my friend Vedika also joined it with me. And we were, like, he was making a diet plan for the guy. And he was telling her, no alcohol and all, like, you got to maintain your control your alcohol. And she immediately turned back and looked at me, and so he asked her, how many times a week do you drink? And she turned and she looked at me, because we go at it, right, every like once a week at least. And she turns back and she looks at me and she's like, kya bolu? I'm like, why are you looking at me, bro? Don't tell me. And then she's like, yeah, we drink like twice a week. It's like, twice a week? And in that moment I was sitting like 50 feet away, not 50 feet, sorry, 10 feet away, I guess. Yeah, 10 feet away I was sitting, and I'm looking at him, he's looking at me like, so you all drink twice a week? And I was like, yes. He's like, do you get sloshed every time, like you all drink? Hey man, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Connect the dots, man. Look at me, look at how tired I get, look at how she is. I mean, she's very fit, dude. My fucking visceral fat was 7. Visceral fat is the fat around your abdomen, basically. And I don't know how that happened, because I run like at least 2 hours a day, and that 2 hours meaning like either football or this training, something or the other I'm doing, right? And he goes like, yeah, it happens. I'm like, how, dude? Like, what am I eating? Because I don't eat out. Like, I went out today. Okay, okay, let me explain. There's a lot going on here. I eat out very rarely, okay? Once in a while I'll like eat out. And only when I'm very, very hungry, middle of the night, like maybe once a week. So like twice a week I eat out, okay? And he seems to think that I eat out like very often. Looking at my visceral fat, my body fat is 18%. Dude, look at this. Look at my arm. Like, do you think it's 18%? Isn't that too high? But it is what it is, right? And but I'm loving that class though, man. Like, I'm having a great time. Like, dude, martial arts, man, is another degree of like movement. You know what I mean? Like, you feel different when you start punching, and that pa 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 noise. And every even during breaks, like I start kicking the bags and everything. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. Like, you owe it to yourself to go for a trial martial arts class. You owe it to yourself. Like, I really think you should go, because it feels great, man. It feels fucking fantastic. But yeah, uh, I went to Zara the other day, dude. I'm not enjoying it, man. Like, I don't know. Is it just me, or their clothing is not like fitted? Like, it's just for the exact male body type. Like, not exact male, sorry, the standard male body type. Like, now I know what women mean when they say, like, like, it's not, I understand now how they would feel upset with, like, because, okay, this is what I've been told. Okay, some women have big asses and small waists, right? So the pant size for that is different. Some women have a thick ass but a thick waist, so pant size for that is different. Some women have none, so pant size for that is different. And dude, I'm just like, 30 देना boss, like बाकी का order करवा लेंगे. Like, dude, my jeans work like that. Like, okay, I only wear like clothes that are fitting. Okay, I don't wear like loose baggy clothing, because I'm small as shit, right? And makes me look like I'm wearing my dad's t-shirt, which I really don't want to look like. So I get my pants altered, okay, like I get them cut and all. What the fuck is that? Hold up, bro. I don't know what just happened. I mean, I know what just happened. So, my mom just bought a new phone, okay? She bought an iPhone, finally, like, deservedly so. Like all of us have good phones in the house. She also needs a good phone, right? She had a OnePlus Nord, but she's not a tech person, and but we, it's nice, your mom gets a nice phone, you feel good, right? So we got her she's not a tech guy, so we only decided, we asked her, you want a good phone, good camera? She's like, yes. Like, she's like, all I need is a good camera and good battery life. I was like, fair enough, cool. iPhone is, I mean, the battery life isn't that great, but fantastic camera, right? And she's starting a business also, which is clothing, right? So she needs to take good pictures of the clothes and all. So we got her an iPhone 12. Yeah, we got her a 12, and her old phone was in my room. Like, it was just kept in my room, and my parents were looking for it, so they just gave that a call, and I was like, whose phone is that? And I looked behind, it was her old phone. But yeah, point being, where was I, dude? God, man, I don't know. Fuck it, whatever. But I had another story, man, from my trek only. I know probably you're sick and tired of it, but let me tell you the story. We were at this, I don't know, long, I think 3-4 podcasts back, I was gonna tell you. Like, we were at this cafe called Rockies, okay? And Rockies is supposed to be like a really great cafe. It's, I think, in my opinion, how many other cafes I went to in Manali, one of the best, okay? And we went there, and there were like beautiful place, the best view, right? Because it's like at the top of the hill, and it's like at the cliff, right? So all you have down is nothingness. I mean, like, you have a fucking valley, and then like straight for the next, like, till the horizon, it's like mountains and skies and everything, all that shit, right? So beautiful, as good as it gets, right? And it's the place to be. So everybody's like smoking joints and, like, drinking and piecing out and all. And there was this group of people that came in from, different parts of the country and all, and they apparently stay in Manali only, and they're one of, I don't want to use the word, but they're hippies basically, and they love to fucking perform music, so they smoke a lot, bro. They smoke a lot of fucking weed, bro, a lot, like, to the point I was like, how are you awake? I was, dude, those musicians, and they're really good, okay? Like, even the singer too, especially, he smoked so much, bro. There's, you know what a chillam is, right? There was a chillam full of stuff, like, stuff by stuff, I mean weed, like this big, okay, like as big as this microphone. He smoked the entire thing in like 5 puffs, and I'm like, he took like 4 or 5 of those. How are you alive? Like, dude, if I would have been like on the floor, I would have been sleeping by now. But he was still singing. He sang for another like 1.5 or 2 hours after that. But yeah, there were 5 or 6 musicians, one keyboard player, one guitarist, one singer, and one dude who played some weird fucking instrument. That's the main guy of the story. Okay, I don't know what that instrument is. Really cool instrument. It's like a tabla. It's shaped like a Pokemon. Like, it's shaped like a, fuck, what was that? Squirtle, huh? Squirtle is the turtle, right? Yeah, in Pokemon. The instrument was shaped like that, okay? It looked like a turtle shell. And like it creates like a tabla-ish sound. I don't know, sorry for any musicians who are feeling, who are yelling through the screen probably, like, you asshole, it's called, whatever. But yeah, the guy was playing that instrument, and all of them are jamming, okay? And I was with my buddies, and my buddies were having a great time because they were only playing Hindi music, and they all love Hindi music. And I mean, even I do, but they were playing a more modern Hindi music as well, which I am not really a fan of. I'm more of the Aapki Kashish type person. I know, don't judge me, but I love that. That's my vibe, okay? If you go Hindi slow music, pre 2018 is my jam, like my personal preference. So yeah, they're playing all that stuff. Everybody's having a vibe, right? And two of my boys asked the tabla player, or whatever that instrument is. I'm going to call it tabla, okay? Sorry, but it's, I have to for the purpose of the story. And they went and asked him for some stuff, okay? I don't know why I'm being quiet. I mean, they asked him for some marijuana and some good, okay? Let's call it good. They asked him for some good, and he goes like, "Dude, you ever come asking for drugs again? I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, man." And with that accent, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, man. Dude's from Bangalore, okay? He's skinnier than me, like 5'7", skinnier than me, has the worst bun on planet Earth and worst beard on planet Earth. His teeth are crooked. Okay, I am not judgmental about someone. Like, I don't want to judge somebody based on their looks, but I think as a musician also you can look clean, man. Like even Indian Ocean, you see the Indian Ocean band, right? Like the best, in my opinion, best Indian band. Even they had a vibe, although they weren't shabby. They were indie. You get what I mean? Like they weren't ever shabby. This guy was shabby, okay, and like the worst fucking asshole, like the creepiest looking dude. Like if you saw him in the street, you'd cross the street like that. And my two of my boys asked him if he has some good, and he said, "You know what? Fuck off." We're like, "Cool, fine, fair enough." And he said, "If you ever come asking, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you." Blah blah blah. And then another friend of mine wanted to sing, and he's a great singer, and he just recently started singing. So he wanted to jam with the guys, right? Those guys, and we were literally imagine like if like it's the tables were practically adjoined, so we are as much a part of the circle as much as they were, right? But obviously we aren't singing, we're just jamming along, right? We're singing along, not singing. And I was having my own thing, right? I was having my beer, eating my momos, and I was having a good time, right? I was piecing out, watching them, enjoying. I'm happy, my friends are happy, they're singing. I'm not my jam, I don't know the lyrics really well. I know the songs, but not the lyrics. So I'm piecing out, right? I'm having a good time. But that guy, my friend wanted to jam, and he asked him, can I jam with you? And that tabla player turns around and tells him, "तू गुजराती है क्या?" He goes like, "नहीं, क्यों? तो पंजाबी है क्या?" लाइक हाँ, लाइक गुजराती पंजाबी की तरह मैनिपुलेट क्या कर रहा है. एंड आई हर्ड दैट, आई वाज लाइक व्हाट, बिकॉज आई एम गुजराती. So I thought he cracked a joke, like how I crack a lot of for a lack of better word, stereotypical jokes with my friends, right? Like hey, kanjoos marwadi and all. I think it's as long as it's in good faith. Like my Maharashtrian friends, I go like, "Hey, vada pav," something like that. It's funny, man. I don't think it's mean, as long as you don't mean it in a horrible way, right? So he started like he was basically being an asshole, and he meant it in a mean way. Like like why are you being manipulative? Like you're again asking me for marijuana. I told your friends also I'll beat the fuck out of them if they ask me and this and that. If you ask me for drugs, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. And this, my friend, is the nicest person to talk to. So he was like, what the fuck is that vibe, right? And after all of that happened, another couple of hours go by. They're all still jamming, having a great time. Everybody's fucking going wild, right? And my friend again asked, like, can I join in? And there was another dude sitting next to the tabla player, another dude who was from Chandigarh, and the most asshole human being alive. Okay, not because he was from Chandigarh, but in general, the most asshole human being alive. And this my friend again asked, like, can I suggested a song, and then said, can I sing it? And then he was saying, you should sing this or whatever, play this one. And come on, man, if you're dude, a random ass, like, okay, firstly, the restaurant, the cafe isn't paying you to sing here. So it's not like we owe you our attention. You all are a random bunch of people who decided to hijack this cafe. Maybe you all do this all the time, right? But it's not like a thing, right? Nobody was told, blah blah blah. You get my point, right? Like, okay, if David Guetta is playing in Andheri, okay, he's playing at Celebrations Club, suppose David Guetta is playing there, and I go to that party and say, "Nahi, I don't want to listen to David Guetta. I want to listen to Kailash Kher." They don't owe me. They'll tell me to fuck off. Like, bro, आज था तू पढ़ के आना चाहिए था तेरे को, right? But ऐसा कुछ था नहीं. It was not a thing, right? So irrespective, whatever. Still, you respect the fact that someone's making you sing and making you have a good time. And but this guy seemed like he was doing it for himself. You know what I mean? Like he was not a performer. Like I know there's a difference between doing, like, I think I know that there is a type of artist who does the art for themselves, right? But this person was not nice about it. Like you see a Nasiruddin Shah and he's performing in a theater, right? And if he's performing, you're spellbound firstly. And if you mess around then in Prithvi Theatre, if you mess around and you disturb him, he has the right to get mad at you because he's doing his art, right? It's his. You've paid, you're there to see his art, and you're only fucking around, right? That's not fair. But but if you're at a random cafe, you're jamming, you're doing it for the people, you're doing it for the love of the music, right? You're doing it to have a good time. And what better time? Okay, in my opinion, okay, see, I do this podcast because I love it, right? But there is nothing better, there is nothing more beautiful for me than when someone comes and tells me I enjoy it. As much as I do it for me, I do it for, I don't know, this sounds cliche, but I do it for you as well, right? Like, it's like, I feel like it's, I feel like there's some connection, you get what I mean? And that's the connection music lives for. And any art, art lives for the connection between two people. 2, 10, 50,000, 100, right? Like, that's what art is. Like, all the way from literature, all to fucking artists in LA to art to MF Hussain, all of that, right? When you do the art, you don't only do it for yourself. You do it as much as you say, I do it for me and all. It's for the people, right? Art is of the people, for the people, by the people. It's like that, right? And this guy wasn't of that vibe. He was more of like, fuck you, you owe me your attention and you better shut the fuck up and you better, let me do my thing. Which is not nice. Especially in music, man. That's what you want people to do, right? You don't want people to shut up and listen to you. You want people to jam with you. So my friend asked again, can I this? And he suggested a couple of songs. They didn't pay attention to him. And I think once or twice again, he asked them, can I play this or can I sing this? And this guy turns around, tells him, my boys are gonna rape you. And I was like, yo. And I'm not even like, they're like 5 feet away from me, right? Like diagonally to me. So imagine like I'm facing you. I'm having my beer. I'm talking to my friends here. And I hear that dude who's constantly being an asshole anyway to everybody. Like, even to his friends, he was being an asshole, man. He was telling his friends, like his friends was having a Bailey shot, okay? One of his friends was having a Bailey. Bailey's is a very chocolatey drink. Like, it's like it's a tasty drink, basically, right? And he was like, bro, why are you having a female's drink? Why are you having a chick's drink? That's when I realized, like, okay, he's not that guy. Like, he's not a fun guy. And he was telling another girl, like, his bottle broke, so he was telling this one girl, like, so you're gonna get me my bottle or no? And basically a misogynistic cunt, right? And I know, as much as I mean, contrary to popular belief, I don't like those people. I don't like misogyny. So all that was happening, and he just turned around and he told my friend, my boys are gonna rape you. And I was like, bro, what the fuck was that? And that Chandigarh dude started saying, fuck you, and this and that, and he just started like going off at my friend. And that's when I didn't get up from my seat, but I was like, I'm at the edge of my seat, like, I'm waiting, like, okay, if this turns into a fight, I have to get in. Like, again, contrary to popular belief, I'm not a fighter, but I, you have to, man. Like, and especially if your friend's not in the wrong, right? You have to get in. And someone's being a bully, you have to stand up, right? So I was at the edge of my seat, and he saw me, and he goes like, "To bed, sit back, see the bed, see the bed, see the bed," and 50 times. And I was just staring at him because I know, dude, a bully is more insecure than someone who gets bullied. Think about it. Nobody who is secure of themselves, bullies people. And I've been on both ends of things. And I'll tell you all the stories of this. Podcast is hopefully going to be a part of my life for a long time. So you all will all like hear the stories of me being an asshole, me being on the shit end of the stick also. And he kept like talking and talking and talking to me while I was just looking at him. I didn't say a single word. Like, I'm not some Zen, dude or some stoic motherfucker, but I could see right through, like, this guy is just super, super fucking insecure. Like, I don't know, did he never, I think, what happened? And he kept hitting on my friend also, and my friend was not interested in him at all. And like, I could see how insecure he was, and I could feel it. Like it's I don't know, it was just evident. So I was just like, wow, dude, he's to what extent is he willing to go to? And I didn't even speak. So he's basically looking for a target, right? And in his mind, acquired his first target was my friend, right? He got done with that target. Now next person is who's creating, like if he had an option, someone walking past him, he would start yelling like, how could you cross me and disturb me and all. He's like that. So he saw me at the edge of my city. He's like, piche baith, piche baith, piche baith. He's like, kahan se hai tu? I was like, what? He's like, where are you from? I was like, Andheri. He's like, huh? I was like, Bombay. He was like, tu ja Ichagavat. So you get it? Like, he just wanted to prove that he knows the all of India and you can't fuck with him. He knows everything and all. And by saying Aicha Gavat, he wanted to prove that he knows Marathi. Whereas I don't know Marathi. I know Aicha Gavat, but I'm not like, I have no idea what the fuck. I can't speak Marathi. So it's so evident that he's just not the person. Like, he's not some alpha male that he wants to be, right? And then after he said a couple of things, he went off and I was like, really, bro, you're gonna threaten somebody to rape them? Which is firstly, fuck the pull. Okay, keep aside the fact that you cannot say that. That's fucking offensive. Okay, that anyway, political correctness, I'm not the best person to talk about, right? So leave that aside. Irrespective, you're threatening to hurt someone and you're in this manner, and then you expect nobody to have a problem with that. Your friend and you are fucking bullying my friend and you're bullying him, and that's not okay. You can't bully somebody. That's not nice. As much as like, and especially when he's not like fucked with you or something, man. He's not fucking with you. He just asked you if he could. Dude, what more beautiful than you? The the beauty of music is that anybody can jam in, right? That's the beauty. Fuck, man, sorry. I don't know. My thigh was itching, man. Sorry. The beauty of music is that anyone can join, right? And he just didn't want that, and that's chal okay. It's your jam. If you wouldn't like anyone to join, you just have to say, hey, sorry, buddy, I don't want to be rude, but it's our jam today. Maybe another time. Maybe if it was another time, maybe you would have jammed. Point is, he was not a good person. In my opinion, I don't think he was nice. But all that happened, and I started like telling him off, like, I was like, fucking, you're being an asshole to somebody. You're constantly being an asshole to your friends also. You're bullying people, you're bullying him, you're bullying me, you're trying to you're fucking with me, you're fucking with him, with everybody, right? And that's not okay. Like, you can't keep doing that. And I was like, you're a bully, bro. You're just bullying people. That's all you're doing. There's nothing good. There's nothing cool about what you're doing. And all this while, he's like abusing me, right? But I didn't stop speaking. So he got a little like, what the fuck kind of vibe, right? Like, this guy is not backing down like everybody else. And the only reason I didn't get into a physical fight is because I was at a cliff and he had more people with him. He had like 12 guys with him. And everybody I was with was like 20 or 19. I know 20. I mean, I'm also 22 only. I'm not some big ass dude, but I can't expect. There was one dude who was 17, man. I can't expect a 17-year-old to get into a fight, right? Especially when he wasn't a part of it also. So all that went down, and one of his friends started yelling at me, Bhosri, you bola ek baar chup rahe na, this and that. And I was like, really? You're also yelling at me for what? And I asked him, what did I do? Tell me what I did. Like, tell me what. Give me a valid explanation as to why you're yelling at me. And when you get rational with somebody, bro, I've realized, like, if you get rational with someone, people stop, like, they don't have answers. Like, when you actually ask a genuine question. Because I'm not that guy who's going to say, like, gaand maar dunga, this and that. I'm not that person. I don't want to get into all that. I'll seriously ask you, what issue do you have with me? Tell me. Tell me. If there is an issue, tell me. What the fuck happened, right? And fucking ants, bro, that are in my house. And he got up from his chair, and I knew that if I'm sitting in my chair and I'm looking up and talking to him, he's gonna have, like, I don't know, psychologically an upper hand. Weirdly, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if I'm sitting like this and some dude is towering over me, he has all the power to fucking catch me by my throat, right? So I had to stand up. So I also stood up and I went, and I was like, what happened, bro? Tell me. All arms open, no, I don't want to fight, this and that. And then we hugged it out, okay? Like, in 1 second we hugged it out. And he didn't come to hug me, like he came to fucking talk to me, but I went with the vibe that I don't want to fight, right? But you're still being an asshole. I'm not gonna fight you, but you're an asshole. So another one of his friends came in and tried to talk to me, and he pulled me to the side and he was like, "Bro, these guys are gonna pick a fight. Don't get into a fight. Your boys aren't gonna come into, you know, save you, and you're the only one who's gonna be the fighter right now. So don't do that." And this was the guy that was yelling at me like, "Bhosdi ki bola, chup rahe," and this and that. And he was like, "I know I yelled, but that was to divert attention and get them to calm me down. Otherwise, there would have been a fight." I was like, "Okay, whatever, man." I was like, "Fucking my bad." Then he still kept fucking with me. And whenever two people are fighting, right, verbally, you need to give one of the person an out, right? You know what an out is, right? Like you got to get an out. Like you got to allow one of the people to walk out of the fight, or both, preferably both. So one of fucking hell, man, are there too many ants? Or where are these ants coming from, man? I'm confused, man. Are y'all also facing an ant issue these days? There are like ants in my on my study table, bro. From where have I left something open? I don't know. But he his friend and another friend of his was like, "Hey guys, it's my birthday. Please don't fight. Please don't ruin my birthday. This and that." And then I was like, "Okay, man, my bad, my bad." So I got an out, and he also got an out. So it was all calm, and then we bounce from there. But it was wild, dude. It was a fucking crazy situation, dude. Oh man. But I don't know, man. I know it's been a long podcast, but if you're here by any chance, I'm gonna continue talking. Bullies are fucking assholes, man. And bullies are super, super, super insecure. And I've very recently realized how to stand up to bullies. I have been a shorter guy all my fucking life, and I know how it is to be bullied. I've had one friend, I don't want to name him, but he was supposedly my closest friend, right? Like, he was supposed to be the guy who'll fucking, like, come to my rescue when all guns blazing, like, he'll come in to save me, right? But he always would, like, demean me in front of people, try to manhandle me. But I look flimsy as a person, but I'm not weak, you know what I mean? So it was a little, like, I didn't get manhandled. And I always wondered, like, what kind of a fucking vibe is that, right? But and this is when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, till like those 4 years, 3, 4 years, right? And he always, like, fucked with me and made me the scapegoat in conversations and try to, crack jokes at me all the time. And I realize when I look back at his entire life, and I don't want to be an asshole, he had a lot of issues going on. A lot of issues. His family situation was bad. He was gaining weight, and he was not having, like, the best time with, like, he was a cool popular kid, and all girls wanted to be with him. But soon that stopped, and that's when he started doing all this. Till then he was a nice guy. So when his life started going down the drain, right, he started trying to fuck with me more. And it's not only me, he used to do that to everybody, and not me all the time. Like, most of the time he was nice to me, but I'm a bad judge of character. Like, as much as I like to think that I know people, I don't know individuals, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a good judge of character of the person and people I'm around, till, like, at least till recently I wasn't. Of the human world, of the human mind, and the world in general, I feel like I'm great at understanding. But I've come to realize that I wasn't. And I wish I knew that, because he used to hit on my girlfriend also, with the girl I was dating that time. And he asked me once if, after she and I broke up, a year later, we were at a party where she was there coincidentally, and he was there. Like, we stopped, like, hanging out a lot, and three of us were there coincidentally, and he asked me, "Bro, what's happening with you?" And I was like, "Nothing, we're done." Like, he's like, "So you don't mind if I hook up with her, right?" I was like, "Really, bro? Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously, you're supposed to be my what?" Like, come on, bro. And if he did in general hook up with her, I wouldn't care, because I stopped caring about both of them, right? But the fact that even the way he asked me was not in a way that, like, he didn't care about me. You know what I mean? And a friend is, I don't know, I don't want to be the, I know it's a dog eat dog world and all of that. You can give me all those explanations, right? Like, I know for a fact, luckily this hasn't happened yet, but I know that someday some of my friend is going to hook up with one of my exes. I know that. And that has happened to me, meaning like I have a friend who is dating my ex, and those two were my closest friends. But this is in another country. And this time I was in Penn State that time. And that guy had, like, I came back, and a year later, after a year after that, they started dating. So, and I know that, I mean, I'm not even involved, man. It's not like he has, none of them should have to care about me. So it's fine. And I'm not that person who's so selfish who'll make a big deal. I was actually happy, like, she and I parted not on the best terms, but I like that guy. And I mean, as a human being, I care about her. And why would I not be happy, right? So, yeah, I've been in that situation. But that didn't bother me at all. And I really think about it every now and then, like maybe once in 3-4 months, it pops up in my head. It seriously doesn't bother me. Like, I keep thinking, maybe it's underlying and all, but it doesn't. Like, I just don't picture it bothering me. And I picture it, I try to fucking imagine, like, what could be fucking with me about that situation. It doesn't. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's wild. But on that note, it's been half an hour since I've been talking. And I've been trying to, not. This one was a little emotional. I don't know, emotional. Maybe it's just a fucking weird ass story. But I don't know. I'll keep these podcasts. Just I'll go with the flow, man. If it reaches an hour, it reaches an hour. I think the 5 people that might enjoy a good conversation, I'll try making it funny every now and then. But I'm just gonna keep this. I'm just gonna keep this, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. And I hope you enjoy yourself as well, because the art is for me as much as it is for you. I don't know, I wouldn't call this art, but you get my point. On that note, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the fact that you're here, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.